the story of Zimbabwe is yet to be told. The story of what is really happening in Zimbabwe is yet to be told. The changes are amazing. Zimbabwe is moving in leaps and bounds. If I don't come home for a year, by the time I come back, there are buildings being erected all over. There are road constructions, dams, bridges being built. The question I have is, how do I share that information with my fellow African diaspora, particularly the diaspora from Zimbabwe, who don't seem to appreciate the changes that are taking place back home? I am Ambassador Arikana Chihombori-Quao. I am the former AU ambassador to the United States, and I'm here back home in Harare, Zimbabwe, where I am having a wonderful discussion with Comrade Machacha, who is political commissar for ZANU-PF, right here at the ZANU-PF headquarters. I was having lunch with someone from the US Embassy. They were officers, and they were talking about how Zimbabwe, even though it is listed as a hardship post for them, a hardship post means you are going to a country that's very difficult to live in, so the officers get paid more money. And with that, they come to Zimbabwe. However, it is actually the opposite. Zimbabwe is not a hardship post. When these officers are being called or being transferred, they all cry because they want to remain in Zimbabwe. So to them I said, how do you reconcile Zimbabwe being labeled as a hardship post and painted as negatively as Zimbabwe has been painted, and yet come time to be sent away from Zimbabwe, you all are very sad. Some of you even cry because Zimbabwe, labeled as a hardship post, is one of the most desirable posts within their foreign service. So the lies are intentional. The lies about Zimbabwe are political. The lies about Zimbabwe are designed to have the maximum economic damage. That is the story of Zimbabwe that needs to go out. This is a diamond in the rough. Zimbabwe is an amazing country which is developing, a country with some of the most resilient people that I've ever met. That story is yet to be told. And so I would hope, as we continue to have our conversations, some people can actually have the opportunity to come to Zimbabwe and see for yourself the developments that are taking place. If you fly into Zimbabwe, the planes, for the most part, are full of people who don't look like Zimbabweans. You have white people, you have Chinese, we have Middle Eastern people. Why are they coming to Zimbabwe? They're coming to Zimbabwe because there's something wonderful and amazing going on in Zimbabwe. The story of Zimbabwe must be told.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. So it's your chance now, Comrade.
Yes, it's a wonderful opportunity to share this discussion with Dr. Chihombori, a well-known diplomat and Pan-Africanist, one who carries Zimbabwe at her heart. And we've been following conversations over the years, very consistent in how she sees Zimbabwe as a land of opportunity, a culturally strong country with lots of history. To answer your question, how do we change the negative image that the country has? As a second republic and as a ruling party, we are taking quite a number of measures. We are building the new brand Zimbabwe, and we are doing this by making sure we build our infrastructure, we modernize our infrastructure, make it attractive, invite people to come and visit. We are promoting tourist arrivals into the country, which has been on the rise in the past 3 to 4 years, to the extent that we have now been cited by Forbes magazine as one of the must-visit destinations in the world. And we are also relying on the skill, knowledge, base of our people. Our people are highly educated, highly skilled. And our philosophy from our leader, our president, is that the country is built by its own people. That philosophy is evoking in us the spirit of patriotism, the spirit of self-reliance and hard work. Remember, we are still under sanctions. We've been under sanctions for the past 20 years. But under President Edin Nangagwa, he says we should not cry about sanctions, but we should try to maximize on our God-given resources and the high intellect and skill of our people to turn our resources, raw materials, into tangible goods and services, which we can use here at home, to consume here at home, and also to export. So there has been a very strong reliance on domestic resources to drive the growth and expansion of our economy. And we are seeing this in all sectors. In mining, we are now in the 12 billion output in the sector. In agriculture, we are now food self-sufficient, and in fact, for crops such as wheat, we have surplus for export. Tobacco, the same. We are year after year beating records and increasing the production output in tobacco, to the extent that now government is encouraging local manufacture of cigarettes, so that we don't just sell the leaf, raw leaf, but we can sell manufactured finished cigarettes as finished goods. Coming back to mining, the government has taken a bold decision that we are not going to export our minerals ore, and that there should be beneficiation and value addition in that sector. So in the lithium sector, for instance, we now have a factory that is processing lithium to sulfate stage, which is a necessary stage in the production of solar batteries. So we are making progress in value addition. The government is keen, the party is also driving the efforts at rural industrialization, where we would rather build factories in the rural areas, so that people can find jobs where they are, and also that our industries can take advantage of the natural products that are in those areas and process them for consumption right across the country, and some for exports as well. So right through all sectors of the economy, we are seeing massive growth. In real estate, we are building like there's no tomorrow.
I know.
We are building everywhere you go. There are no structures coming up. Factories, residential properties, shells, warehouse shells, etc. So there is massive expansion in that area. Sanctions have been helpful, though they hate us, but they've been helpful. They've made us look inside.
Absolutely.
And, we have now created companies, civil engineering companies that are building dams, building roads, airports. We no longer bring in foreign companies to do work for us.
That is wonderful.
We are relying on our own companies. And under the Second Republic, they've come up with a philosophy of education 5.0, which is emphasizing on innovation, industrialization, and they want our children to graduate with skills and to be able to produce goods and services. So it's no longer just theory, but we want theory to be matched with practice. And we are seeing a lot of new companies coming up from the innovation hubs at universities, products that have already been patented and are ready to roll out into the market. So
Interesting.
these are things that are happening in our country, and they are very fascinating. And we would encourage those that are in the diaspora, whom I must thank, because the diaspora citizens, the Zimbabwean citizens, are our heroes. When
Absolutely.
things were really bad, the economy had collapsed, we had no capacity as government to look after our people, to take care of the welfare needs of our people. It is the diaspora that came to our rescue.
Absolutely.
By sending money back home to their families, to their friends, and as a result, our economy started to pick up again and to expand. So were there not diaspora Zimbabweans, I think we would have seen a lot of disaster in our country. So we consider them our heroes.
Absolutely.
Despite the negative attitude they may have, some of them, still they played a very
No, we thank you for that. We thank you for recognizing and appreciating them, yes.
Them for the role that they played. However, they are living in countries where very little good is said about Zimbabwe.
Yes.
It's usually the negative story, some of it fictitious, man-made stories. And therefore, constant bombardment by these negative stories creates also a negative attitude.
Even for investors to come to the country, yes.
It's all meant to discourage investors from coming.
Absolutely.
And also to discourage Zimbabweans from identifying with their country. Because look, these diaspora remittances are now in the region of 2 billion per annum.
Wow.
2 billion per annum.
Wow.
If that money is mobilized and directed at economic projects, it can do wonders. It can build factories, it can build huge industries.
So while at that point, what efforts are being done to make sure that capital is mobilized in a meaningful way?
Yes, the president has already directed that let's meet with the diasporans and let's give them opportunities where they can invest. Let's encourage them, instead of just consuming the 2 billion, let's direct that 2 billion into capital investments that can create more wealth, create jobs. And therefore, on a yearly basis, we are having a diaspora investment conference here in Zimbabwe, where we invite the diaspora Zimbabweans to come back. They listen to the presentations from our ministers. They listen to presentations from the private sector players on what opportunities are there in the economy and where they can direct their money. And we think with time, they will start to do even bigger things. Now they are investing in real estate. Some of the buildings you see, the new buildings coming up, are being built by people in the diaspora. They are also building in small projects, small businesses. But I think if they come together and pool their money into one pool, they can do even great things, bigger things.
But I think that now comes to the role of leadership. The government, for example, a diaspora bond that can be facilitated by the government. That's one possible way of uniting us as the diaspora. Secondly, also eliminating the red tapes, trying to come in and invest. People do attend those investment summits, but now when you try to navigate the system, there's a lot of red tape. President Kagame, I'm sure that system is still in place. They had what they call the one-stop shop, where if you're wanting to invest, you can get your business registered within 24 to 72 hours. In Zimbabwe, I'm told it can take up to 3 months.
Not anymore.
How long does it take now?
A matter of days.
How many days?
We also have a one-stop
shop
center here, and it's housed, I think, in the office of the president. And I can't remember whether it's president's office or foreign affairs. but we have such a facility where you can be facilitated to have all the paperwork you need processed as quickly as possible.
But ZIDA is still an issue.
Oh yeah.
There's a problem there if people are non-Zimbabweans.
Yeah,
the delays.
In the one-stop shop, you bring all the necessary players into one room. If ZIDA is something that they require, they should have an officer in the same office dealing with whatever paperwork processing is required. The city of Harare, if you are looking for land and you want to locate here in Harare, will be in there, and the legal facility or whatever should be in the same office. That's how we are managing to process the paperwork as quickly as possible. We are also encouraging investors to come, not just the ones from the diaspora, and we've created a Diaspora Desk, and we're being encouraged here.
Where is the desk?
It's also in Foreign Affairs.
In Foreign Affairs, okay. That Diaspora Desk, I've had experience with it. I'm sorry to say, but you know me, for my openness, they're totally useless.
Oh.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
I've dealt with them myself. Okay. They are totally useless. And those are some of the areas that you definitely need to look at. Yes. And if they're listening, they'll understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. Okay. And I told them as well. Totally useless. Things need to change in the foreign ministry for sure. We have a new minister, so I'm hoping I probably need to stop by and chat with him. But there were some serious issues when I tried to deal with them before.
No.
Totally useless. And I'm saying this because I need the president to hear that as well. They're useless.
Okay. Oh, it's nice to hear that. So we have things that we must fix.
Absolutely.
We certainly fix. Because the attitude must change.
Yes.
The president wants us to be efficient.
Yes.
To facilitate business to come in and invest, because it's in our interest to have a growing economy, an economy that can create jobs for our people, an economy that can make us expand and enter also the export markets and be able to bring in as much foreign currency as possible.
Yes.
So it's in our interest to make sure new business, we attract new business into the country. Despite that, there is, however, a very significant growth in our economy.
Absolutely.
Our GDP has been on the increase year after year. Yeah, one of the highest, I think, on the African continent.
Really?
Yes.
But nobody knows that. Can you please repeat? Can you repeat that? I need the world to hear that, and I need the diaspora to hear that.
Yes, 6% previous year, projected to 5% or thereabouts this year, and we shall maintain.
So last year we had a GDP of 6. Projection was what? 4?
The IMF had said 5,
and they will beat it to 6.
Yeah. Right now, I think the revised figure may come to 8.
Oh wow!
For last year.
Now, did you hear that, diaspora? Yeah. GDP for Zimbabwe projected 5%. Yes. We're busting that ceiling all the way to 8%. We call that. What do they say? Young people know that. What they call it? Tag that or click. Click that. Click that, diaspora. Click it.
So yes, we're making fantastic progress. So I think we'll hit our upper middle income economy targets ahead of 2030.
Wow.
I think we'll do so. And also, as we progress, the most important thing is to invite our Zimbabweans abroad to visit.
Yes, yes.
So that they can see for themselves that the country they left some 20, 30 years ago,
it's totally changed.
It's no longer the same.
Yes, yes.
So instead of arguing on social media and rebuking each other, I think the best strategy is for them to come and see.
This brings me to why I was telling you that the Diaspora Desk at the Foreign Affairs was totally useless. 2 years ago, I had spoken to the president, we were given authorization. We had over 1,000 diaspora ready to come to Zimbabwe. The Diaspora Desk at the Foreign Affairs killed it.
Oh, shit.
Yes, over 1,000. A letter written to the Foreign Ministry by the president instructing them to work with me in our organization, over 1,000. And the ministry knew that we sent the list of all the people who had registered to come to Zimbabwe. So
we do it again?
Yeah, we can do it. We did it in Burkina. We completely busted the country of Burkina. There was such a negative image of Burkina. We just shifted our attention. We went to Burkina. Now Burkina is all over the map because of us.
Let's work on it together.
Absolutely. This is my country. We'd like to do it again, but the red tape that I'm talking about has to stop. Yeah. The diaspora must come. They need to see what's happening here. My favorite city, by the way, is Kwekwe.
It's Kwekwe.
Yes, yes, yes. They have an amazing progressive mayor, Mayor Zina.
I thought you were going to say Vic Falls, because that's where everyone wants to go.
No.
That's my home.
But here's the thing. Developments out of Kwekwe. First, you have a progressive mayor. Mayor Zinanga is doing an amazing job. But also there's money from mining.
Correct.
All those artisanal miners.
Correct.
So I was talking to the mayor. He said, Ambassador, we are the only city that pays our bills on time, pay our taxes on time. Our employees are paid on time. We have money here in Kwekwe. We have a surplus.
Correct.
Nobody knows that.
Yes.
So if we're going to bring diaspora here, I would say we're going to call it Zimbabwe, but highlight Kwekwe because of what's happening in Kwekwe.
You can use, they've got conference facilities there. There's a small hotel which they look after.
Now we need more hotels. The beauty of Kwekwe is...
You are bringing 1,000.
We can try. We had over 1,000 registered before, 2 years ago, that could have come. We can regroup again. As long as there's no more red tape, because we don't have time for that.
You specify what is required, and then we'll make sure we facilitate.
Okay, hopefully the new minister is different, but otherwise I was going to say, if it's working with the foreign ministry, I would rather work with another ministry. Because my experience with the minister himself was not a problem, it's the people.
Okay.
And I reported them to the president, by the way.
All right.
Yeah. And the meeting that was supposed to take place, they actually folded with it. Because I went to the president, I said, this is not going to work. We can't develop our country with attitudes like this.
Yes. But anyway, regardless of that mishap, it doesn't take away the progress.
Absolutely.
Positive.
Absolutely. Yes.
And that together we can make things move even faster.
Let me tell you, the one that...
Expand even
much faster. If you look at, for me, I advise the diaspora to say, the wealth that is in Africa is your wealth. You claim it. If you don't claim it, others are going to claim it for you. The reason I'm wanting Kwekwe, and many other cities for that matter, if you look at gold alone, I am just saddened when you see the young men and women who are working, the artisanal miners. They work very hard with very little. And yet they can't grow that which they do because they don't have money for a simple thing as a hammer mill, which is $1,500. Can you imagine a situation if a diaspora can come in and partner with that one artisanal miner? Give them that one hammer mill. It will be life-changing, not only to that one individual, their entire family, and their entire community.
Correct.
The stadium in Kwekwe is built by an artisanal miner who then grew up. So those simple partnerships, but the diaspora, they can't quite understand it until they are here and they can see for themselves. So a well-organized program. You look at agriculture, the things that young people are doing with very little partnership from a diaspora.
60% of the gold output is from artisanal miners.
Yes, precisely. Precisely.
And 60% means about maybe 400 million US dollars.
Can you imagine?
Going to the artisanal miners.
Diaspora don't know that. And even if you try to tell them from abroad, they won't get it. So bringing them here, having them to sit one-on-one with the artisanal miners, taking them to see what these people are doing with very little and what they can do with minimal investment from the diaspora. Diaspora, they call that money petty cash. They won't think twice about spending $4,000 or $5,000 to invest in a miner so they can be more productive in a win-win situation.
Correct.
Zimbabwe is ripe and ready for those kind of investments.
That are coming in with some young men who are coming with innovative funding models.
Okay.
You bring in equipment, they import equipment, and then give it out to these artisanal miners.
Right.
Who are now expected to pay back in gold. You agree how much gold you supply back to this supplier of equipment.
But I must say,
so you can design models that are beneficial to the person, the investor, as much as it benefits the artisanal miner.
Absolutely. And I think those programs need to fall under the government. The reason being, let's face it, human being will be human being. They will run with the equipment. They won't pay for that. So it needs to be a program that's well managed, and I would advise that it falls under some ministry as overseers, just as overseers, to make sure these people, these young artisanal miners, are not going to take the equipment and not deliver. We do see some of that. So yes, it's a very good program. I really like that. But it needs to be properly managed, otherwise those investors will be disappointed. So mining is one area that I would like diaspora to come and see the opportunities. Even when I talk to African Americans, I say, don't expect Africans to give you a gold mine, to give you a farm. The opportunities are there. Africans born in Africa, they're not getting gold mines, they're not getting farms. They bring in their investment. Ours is to open the doors. Come to Zimbabwe. See for yourself. We will connect you with the right people. That is all the diaspora are asking for. And also being welcomed, especially the African Americans, very little, just to show them some love, to say, we understand you were taken away, your ancestors 400 years ago, but we want you to know that we love you and you're welcome home. I think that program would really go away in one, giving the diaspora opportunities to invest in Zimbabwe, but two, also to see for themselves. You see, if there's one thing diaspora know to do, is making noise. And when they see a good thing, they'll blast it around the world. And so I'm hoping we can have that opportunity, because this country is just amazing. Really, really an amazing country that I feel almost selfish that I've not been able to share Zimbabwe with my diaspora to the extent that I should, because they should know about, they need to know what's happening here. Absolutely. So I think if you can organize, help me. I can organize on my end, but I need to make sure this side, there are no games being played.
And make it happen.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
What?
Okay, diaspora, are you listening to this?
Yeah.
He said he is at my service. So if he is at my service, he is at your service. Yeah. All of us. Yeah. So let's look forward to
our ambassador.
Oh, thank you so much.
So let's work on it.
We have to do it. We have to do it, because this country can no longer continue to be dogged. When the truth is, this is one of the most beautiful, most peaceful country to live.
That the black people are the only ones that are holding back.
Yes.
While the
everybody else
are flocking.
Yes.
Position. Remember, we had two incidences of the white people who left soon after independence because they couldn't live under a black
leader. Yeah.
Right? Then after our land reform, another bunch left. I can tell you,
most are back.
All of them are back.
Okay, I gotta highlight this one. So those who left Zimbabwe, the white people who left Zimbabwe after independence, because they could not stand living under black rule, those who left during the land redistribution program, guess what, folks? They are all back to Zimbabwe. Honorable, I'm going to also add that many white South Africans, non-Zimbabweans, are choosing to live in Zimbabwe and leaving South Africa because Zimbabwe is peaceful. And investment opportunities galore.
And the people here are hardworking.
Yes, that one, yeah.
Down there, they don't want to work, but they want to live well.
It doesn't work like that. You heard about that young man who was one of the leaders for the the marching to get rid of other Africans out of South Africa. He did an interview where he said, if I become president, I'm going to pay every South African $1 million a year. You don't have to work. We bring foreigners to come work for you. Really, which world are you?
And then to do them when they work for you?
Exactly. It is so stupid. And those are the people that the South Africans are listening to and following. But the whole idea that the country is built by its own people, they're not understanding that. And so it's unfortunate, but hopefully in due course, the South Africans will, well, it's not every South African who feel that way. Those who feel that they don't need the help from other countries, which is unfortunate, especially with South Africa's history. But we're hoping that in due course this will change, because we can't be talking about one Africa, one continent, and then we start chasing each other away. Because they really, really missed an opportunity to really come together and unite Africans. Can you imagine a Somali partnering with a South African to go into business together? You know, and pretty soon the two of them will then go back to Somalia and start business there. Such a missed opportunity, because South Africa would have been the true melting pot for Africa, where we can begin to have a true united Africa, where people from different parts of the world are living and working together in harmony, working towards a united Africa. But we missed that boat, hopefully. Yeah.
I've got a simple question before we end the conversation. So far, I'm so much impressed with the macroeconomic development that we are having in Zimbabwe. But what are the prospects in terms of the poverty timeline for those who are in the health sector or the education? Because I hear that lecturers are getting $400 or the nurses are getting for something. What are the prospects? What's that like?
You see, the economy, as it grows, there will be trickle-down effects where the wealth will end up reaching every household. But remember, we are starting from zero. In fact, from a negative, we were 3-4 years in the minus negative growth. But now we have picked up and we are growing at a very fast rate. And as the economy grows, more taxes are collected and government can pay its workers a better salary or a wage. So that will take a bit of time. The wage increases will always fall slightly behind the growth. The growth must happen first, and then adjustments in wages and salaries will follow. So that is happening on a yearly basis. Government continues to increase the salaries of its employees on a yearly basis in order to catch up with the activities in the economy.
But that one, Honorable Minister, I have to say, as a medical doctor myself, it really saddens me to think that a medical doctor, even in some cases specialists, can work for $400 a month. I mean, that's just unacceptable.
It is.
And
we are not saying it's an ideal situation. It is, but it's because of the historical background which I have mentioned. But otherwise, we would prefer that they get much higher. We cannot pay right now the same salaries as in South Africa and other countries, neighboring countries. That's why we are coming up with monetary rewards, non-monetary rewards.
Like what?
Where we can't pay in monetary terms, we then find ways of affording them some housing.
Okay, that's good.
Somewhere where they can
A car?
build their own house, or a car, things that are non-monetary. And so government is coming up with packages that will also remunerate its employees in both monetary and non-monetary.
Because I think that will go a long way in repatriation of some of the expertise. I've spoken to some of the doctors. If they could be given a house and a car, they'll come back home. You know, maybe pay them $1,000, a house and a car, many doctors will come back home. They will be comfortable with that.
Yeah.
So that one really, personally, I'm hoping that...
We are working on that on a year-by-year basis. We want to see that area improve.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We would appreciate
because
that.
Because again, our civil servants, like our diaspora, are our heroes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they stayed on when sometimes they were not getting money.
Yes.
Or when they got the money, it would be chewed up with inflation.
Yeah,
days,
exactly.
And so forth. But they stuck on and made this country start to recover and grow again. So it's an area of priority for both the party and government to make sure we look after our civil servants.
Absolutely. So to the civil servants, we want you to know you are the country's heroes. We honor you. We appreciate you. You heard what the Honorable said. Better days are coming. So hang in there. You've hung in here as long as you have. We're coming to the last end. We're going to continue to have these conversations. And the government says they know, they feel your pain. They understand what you're going through. A better day is coming. Hang in there. And you know, on my end, I'm going to hold the Honorable Minister accountable. 6 months from now, a year from now, I'm going to ask him, where are the civil servants? Have their salaries improved? Where are the houses? Where are the cars? Whitnell, can you also give cars to... can you also give cars to the nurses? Exactly. But that is wonderful. Honorable Minister, we can't thank you enough for taking the time to talk to us and just share a little bit about our Zimbabwe with the African diaspora, who we hope will definitely be coming back so we can talk about this program. We want to bring back over 1,000 to come to Zimbabwe and see for themselves. Don't believe me when I tell you Zimbabwe is one of the 7th wonders of the world. Come see for yourself. Welcome to Zimbabwe, and thank you for watching.